Welcome to Wallace Sandwire. Today we're talking about Malaysian Inbound Tourism Association's urgent call for an immediate end to anti-minister demonstrations. So we've seen this whole situation, this dispute, really spill out, haven't we? It started more internally, politically, but now it's on the streets.
Yes, and the Malaysian Inbound Tourism Association, MITA, they've stepped right into the middle of it.
And it's not just a quiet suggestion, is it? It feels like a really, quite a dramatic intervention.
Absolutely. They're making a very direct demand.
It sounds like they're saying this is about much more than just politics now. It's hitting the economy, the ringgit, the country's image.
That's exactly their position. They are very clearly backing the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Dato' King Singh.
Right.
And their message to the industry, to all the players, is basically stand down, stop the demonstrations immediately.
Wow, okay. So complete support for the minister and a demand for an end to protests.
Uncompromisingly so. They're framing it as, look, we need unity right now. Economic stability, protecting tourism, that has to come first.
Okay, let's maybe unpack that a bit for people who haven't been following every twist and turn. This all kicked off around the Global Tourism Exchange dinner controversy, didn't it?
That was the spark, yes. The immediate trigger for the dissent. It was about, how international event protocols maybe clash with some local sensitivities.
And the protests grew from that specific incident.
Correct. But now the Malaysian Inbound Tourism Association is basically saying, okay, that specific issue, it needs to be considered over, done. We can't keep fighting about this publicly.
Because the damage is becoming too great.
That's the core fear. The president of the association used some really striking language, warning that some industry members are basically being used, maybe without realizing it, as bullets.
Bullets, wow.
Yeah, bullets fired by, let's say, external forces. And who gets hit? The industry itself. It's self-inflicted damage.
So the implication is that this isn't just grassroots anger anymore. It might be, well, politically motivated from outside the tourism sector.
That seems to be the concern they're voicing. That tourism is becoming collateral damage in a larger political game.
Which, for the association, is completely unacceptable.
Exactly. Their job, as they see it, is to build up tourism, strengthen it, not to participate in tearing it down or, damaging its reputation.
So they're drawing a line. Are you a professional focused on growth, or are you getting pulled into factional politics?
That's pretty much the question they're posing to their members. It's a call for solidarity, for focusing on the professional task at hand.
But, doesn't that raise a tricky point? Are they essentially saying economic stability trumps, legitimate concerns or the right to protest?
That's the counterargument, absolutely. And it's a valid point to raise. Are they asking members to just be quiet to save face?
Yeah.
From MITA's perspective, though, looking at the current market, the global situation, they feel they have to prioritize the economy right now.
It's a pragmatic, maybe even a harsh economic reality check.
It is. And they likely feel emboldened to make this demand because, well, there's already been intervention from higher up.
You mean the Prime Minister?
Yes. Dato' Seri Anwar Ibrahim himself has weighed in on this specific matter already.
Right. I remember he issued a warning about it.
He did, a serious warning. So when the PM has already spoken, it gives MITA, let's say, political cover to push this hard.
So the message from the top, echoed by the association, is the debate on that specific dinner incident is closed. Time to cooperate.
That's the essence of it. Move forward. Focus on the big picture.
And that big picture, economically, is actually looking pretty good, isn't it? That's part of their argument, too.
A huge part. They're saying, look at the success we've achieved. Why risk it now?
And they have figures.
Oh, yes. They're citing 28.2 million visitor arrivals between January and August this year.
28.2 million.
In just 8 months.
It's a remarkable number. It really puts Malaysia right up there in terms of tourism recovery in the region, maybe one of the strongest. So the leadership, including the minister they're defending, can point to tangible results.
Absolutely. This success, they argue, didn't just happen. It's the result of specific strategies, diplomatic efforts, reopening efforts.
And throwing stones at the leadership now through these protests could jeopardize all that hard work.
That's precisely the fear. Global perception is still really, really sensitive. Political instability is a major red flag for tourists and investors. MITA sees continuing these public fights as incredibly reckless.
Let's think about that 28.2 million number again. What does that actually mean in, well, ringgit terms.
Well, it's huge. Every single one of those arrivals means money spent hotels, flights, restaurants, shops, tour guides.
The very businesses whose members might be protesting.
Exactly. It's foreign currency coming in, supporting jobs, stabilizing the economy after the pandemic hit everything so hard.
So if these protests and the negative headlines continue,
The worry is that future bookings get canceled. Big international conference organizers get nervous. Tour groups hesitate.
and international partners, they look at Malaysia and maybe think, maybe Thailand looks a bit calmer right now, or Indonesia.
That's the risk. They might just shift their focus. Stability is paramount in this business.
Which brings us back to that idea of professionalism they keep mentioning, and the diplomatic side of things.
It's critical. You're dealing with a global audience, global partners. You have to navigate that carefully.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Respecting local culture and values, which is essential,
Absolutely fundamental.
but also meeting international expectations for, inclusivity, smooth operations, professionalism.
That's the tightrope. When you're hosting international delegates or negotiating with global airlines, you need to present a united, professional front. Diplomacy is key.
Any public sign of serious internal conflict undermines that.
Completely. It makes the whole tourism ecosystem seem fragile. And it is fragile, in a way.
How so?
Well, trust is hard-won, especially after the pandemic lull. Negative news, particularly high-profile political fights splashed across international media, can erode that trust very quickly.
And once that confidence is gone, getting it back is...
Extremely difficult. And expensive. You have to work twice as hard to convince people Malaysia is stable and welcoming again.
So MIT's argument is basically, leave this issue to us, the industry professionals.
Pretty much. They're saying this isn't something for street protests. We understand the ecosystem, the international nuances, the cultural sensitivities. Let the people in the industry handle these challenges professionally, discreetly.
Keep the focus purely on maintaining that positive international image.
Exactly. And they make the point that the industry itself is multiracial, multi-religious.
Yeah.
That diversity should be a strength, right? Something that unifies the national brand.
Not something that becomes a source of internal division that spills outwards.
Precisely. Use it to build bridges, not walls.
And all of this push for unity, for professionalism, it's building towards something specific, isn't it?
Yes, the big goal on the horizon. Visit Malaysia Year 2026.
Right. They need everyone pulling in the same direction if that's going to be the success they want it to be.
Exactly. They can't afford internal squabbles dominating the narrative for the next year or two. They need positive momentum.
Okay, so wrapping this up for you listening, the key takeaway here seems to be that the tourism industry leadership, with backing from the Prime Minister's office, has really drawn a line.
A very clear line.
They're demanding, essentially, that the industry grows up, focuses on the job, and stops letting political disagreements harm the economic recovery. That 28.2 million arrival figure is just too important to risk.
It really puts a sharp point on it. It forces everyone to weigh the costs. Democratic expression is vital. We all agree on that. But when that expression starts to directly threaten livelihoods, potentially destabilize a key economic sector, and damage the national image globally.
It becomes a very difficult calculation.
It does. And it leads to that tough final thought. How much is this specific political disagreement actually worth in ringgit when you put it up against the national brand and the economic future of so many?
A challenging question indeed. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.